Are you someone who always looks at your package with admiration? Do you think it has all the right angles, hits all the right spots? Do you think you're being a little egotistical? This is S&M D&D, where this week we talk about why your edition of D&D sucks. Now, before you all throw your goddamn pitchforks at me looking to burn me at the stake faster than the Salem witch trials, let me explain. Not enough rules. Too many rules. Why am I playing an MMO? The rules are left way too vague. I'm about to break your heart, and I'm sorry. It's just not working out. The editions of D&D are kind of like sex. We all like it a certain way, and that's all right. But God help me if you start shoving your edition down my throat and trashing the edition that I really enjoy. You are honestly one of the worst types of people and really need help. So I'm going to give you some rules of thumb so we can all get along, and also so you just don't look like a dick for trashing certain editions that other people tend to like. Number 1, people like different editions because there are different types of players. Number 2, it's okay to have a discussion about what you like and dislike. In fact, it's encouraged. And number 3, it shouldn't be about convincing them. D&D has progressed and changed since I was 6 years old playing AD&D when the only thing I wanted to do was be your stereotypical grave robber. As well as the game has massively gained in popularity and branches into many audiences that I imagine was only dreamed of when the game was first created. D&D by itself is a game that should be open to many different styles of play, not necessarily one be-all end-all. Using another example is Monopoly. Yes, there is a way that someone said it should be played. However, a lot of people include their own rules in the game for better or for worse. With D&D, this has changed and warped since the game came out, removing sexist and confusing systems as well as opening up to more roleplay aspects that might have only been imagined before at a LARP convention. The moral of the story, if you have different preferences, don't hook up. Shaming is pretty fucking petty. Before we get into having discussions on D&D editions and how you should go about doing that, let's show you how you can help support this channel. That's right, folks. This episode is brought to you by you. Those of you who have stopped by the Etsy page and decided that you needed some new toys in your life to make your experiences illustrious and fulfilling, you're the ones who have really helped support this channel, and we really appreciate it. If you're someone out there who is looking to help support the channel, one of the best ways you can go about doing that is by visiting our Etsy page and ordering some of the products that we have on there. And you can find these at etsy.com/shop/swords-and-magic-D&D. Thank you. Now, discussion is a good thing. Like every relationship, if you are unable to communicate, it just probably isn't going to last. When it comes down to talking about the editions, you can discuss what you like about some editions and dislike about others. This is actually really good and healthy and will take your gaming to the next level. It allows you to see if you have any common ground and see how you might want to homebrew a system to fit the specific needs of you and your group. You can discuss a good element or elements you didn't care for. The trick to knowing whether or not you're going too far or getting too aggressive is if you say they are wrong on their opinions about things. If this is a ruling, then obviously there are wrong and right choices per rules as written. You can always do a quick Google search to maybe try to clarify these, but at the end of the day, the rules as written isn't the way your game is run, it's how you decide to run your game. If you're going into this to try to convince someone that their opinions on an edition are wrong, then you've probably already lost. Trying to convince someone Savasana is the best position when they like downward facing dog is just probably wrong. Those are yoga poses, you dirty dog. Opinions, while they can change, tend to change more based with experiences. This seems very roundabout and not simple because frankly it's not. This is the part of the reason why the culture of D&D over the years has changed. The way people played 20 years ago is almost likely on average different from today because people and their life experiences are different today. Another thing, let's remove those nostalgia rose-covered glasses. It wasn't as good as you remember, and it's not as bad as you think it is now. So the moral of the story, have a discussion where your goal is to learn and to improve rather than to try to change someone's mind. As an example, me and a friend of mine used to have discussions all the time about why we liked certain editions of D&D. The first thing we discussed is, what is it that we like as a player? He was all about that story and felt like the mechanics routinely would get in the way of his ability to play. Whereas I am more of a person that tries to make a story around the mechanics. I like to have structure and homebrew structure into a game if I either don't like how something happens or think it needs to be improved upon. This took us from saying what edition was best to what we liked in each edition and how we could implement things into sessions to better get what we wanted. Ultimately, we didn't end up playing that much together because really, frankly, our styles are just so far different it doesn't make sense to have us in a group together, which is a future video about breaking up with your players that I will definitely give you. I hope this video has been enlightening and helpful if you are someone who believed in one edition being better than other editions. The truth is, all editions have some value that we should extrapolate and put into our own system. Steal the good, forget the bad. A lot of it is just based on preference. If I missed anything you wanted to add that is helpful for this discussion, make sure to leave it down in the comments below. If this video has helped enlighten you a little bit, make sure to give the channel that juicy explosion by subscribing and turning on my bell. And as always, I hope you have a nice fucking day.